said it offers too little help and too little hope. President Reagan turned 74 today, and tonight he delivers his fourth State of the Union address, which CBS News will carry live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm Douglas Edwards, CBS News, New York. More news later on this CBS station.
This is CBS.
Oh, what a way to go. Coming up on Eyewitness News at noon, 2 people have been killed in separate shooting incidents in McKeesport. The investigation continues into a blast that rocked the McKees Rocks home.
President Reagan prepares to put his heart and soul into tonight's State of the Union address. And we'll examine the legal implications of a woman's problem in part 3 of our special report on the PMS nightmare. Good afternoon, I'm Patty Burns.
I'm Bill Burns. Eyewitness News at noon is next.
Today, bring a fresh guy into your kitchen. New Fresh Guy kitchen cloths stay fresh. They don't get sour. You can wipe the stove, clean the fridge, do the dishes, scrub the sink, wipe the wall, and best of all, after every chore, Fresh Guy rinses clean and asks for more.
Fresh Guy has a unique weave that rinses clean. They dry fast and fresh, too, so sour odors won't build up. Try new Fresh Guy disposable kitchen cloths.
After every chore, Fresh Guy rinses clean and asks for more.
Let's see, what do I want to eat this week? Something light. Something healthy.
Vandecamp's new light fillets.
But it's gotta taste great.
They taste remarkably fresh because they're frozen fresh, and they're lightly breaded, so each thick fillet has less than 300 calories.
Oh, I'm gonna need a lot more lemons.
Vandecamp's, the freshest ideas in frozen fish.
For snacking or baking, I always give my family fresh, sweet, Sun-Made raisins. They've been my favorite raisins since I was a kid. Sun-Made.
Pittsburgh's Three Rivers Arts Festival is recruiting artists for its 26th annual event, June 7th through the 23rd, with more than $30,000 in awards. Artists must have an entry form. Call 412-261-7040 now. Don't delay. The entry deadline is March 16th.
From KDKA TV2 Pittsburgh, this is Eyewitness News at noon.
2 people are dead following 2 separate shootings in McKeesport last night. 38-year-old Richard Johnson, the owner of an area skating rink, was gunned down in the driveway of his home on Beckman Drive. The shooting took place about 9:30 last night. His ex-wife, 34-year-old Roxanne Johnson, the Mohawk Drive in White Oak, has been charged with criminal homicide. A coroner's hearing has been set for February the 15th. In another shooting, Ronald Wirtz of Crawford Village was shot while visiting the home of Raymond Mobick. They were friends. Police say Wirtz was shot by Mobick, who pointed a shotgun at the victim, thinking it was not loaded. However, the gun discharged, hitting Wirtz in the chest. So far, no charges have been filed. Patty?
Former Western Penitentiary guard Roy Lane took the stand this morning in his gun smuggling trial. Lane is accused of sneaking the guns used in a hostage takeover inside that prison. Our Harold Hayes has been following the trial. He's standing by now with the latest. Harold.
Patty, Lane is on the stand right now, and this marks the 8th day of testimony in the Lane case. Last night, Lane took the stand in his own defense for the first time, and this morning he continued to deny any involvement with smuggling guns to Richard Henkel or Louis Coviello, even when he was cross-examined by prosecutor Greg Nescott. This morning, Lane did say that Richard Henkel once asked him for his address so that he could mail a package of Quaaludes from Youngstown. But Lane said he didn't give it to him because he didn't want to get involved with that. Lane admitted that he brought marijuana into the prison. He's already been convicted on that charge. But Lane said Henkel never asked for either a handcuff key, nor did he ask Lane to smuggle guns. Now, ordinarily, Lane's testimony would have ended the defense's case, but you'll recall yesterday both Richard Henkel and Louis Coviello were offered immunity if they would tell all. They had been reluctant to do that, claiming the Fifth Amendment, but both of them are expected to be called back late this afternoon, and what they'll say or won't say is anybody's guess. Patty?
All right, thank you very much, Harold.
And authorities are continuing their investigation into a natural gas explosion that tore through a home in McKees Rocks yesterday. The blast destroyed much of the home owned by Stephen Ilnicki on Woodward Street. The explosion was touched off when Mrs. Darlene Ilnicki lighted the stove. 3 walls of the house were blown off. All 6 members of the family were hurt in the blast. Mrs. Ilnicki was buried beneath rubble in the basement. She is listed in serious condition at Mercy Hospital. She has 2nd and 3rd degree burns over half of her body. Overseas, Israel is denying a Beirut radio report made today, saying that more than 100 Israeli soldiers were killed or wounded when a driver crashed a car packed with explosives into an apparent suicide attack on Israeli troops. The Israeli government claims the incident did not happen, but according to Beirut, the attack was in retaliation for the killing of students in a Muslim orphanage in the Israeli-occupied southern Lebanese town of Tyre.
White House aides say President Reagan will be putting his heart and soul into tonight's State of the Union address. The aides describe it as an upbeat speech that could be called Mr. Reagan's Vision of the Union. The president is expected to talk about world peace, arms control, and the benefits of freedom. Mr. Reagan will also talk about his policies to control spending, lower the deficit, and to simplify taxes. Now, President Reagan's State of the Union address will be carried live here on TV2 beginning tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The Democratic Party response then will be carried at 10 o'clock.
Okay, Patty, and before his State of the Union address tonight, President Reagan will celebrate the state of good health. Today is the president's 74th birthday, so a happy birthday to the Prez. The White House says there are no special plans to mark the event. The president plans to enjoy a quiet dinner with his family before making his State of the Union address. And you know, Patty, today is also the birthday of actress Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Wonder what she has in common with President Reagan.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, Dad, with mortgage rates falling to their lowest level in a year, now may be just the time to buy if you're in the market for a new home. Nationally, mortgage rates are averaging about 13.75%. But here in Pittsburgh, mortgage rates are averaging about 12.75%. Mary Rob Jackson explains what you should know about the home buying blitz here in Pittsburgh.
For sale signs may soon be coming down on homes which have stood waiting while mortgage rates reached as high as 17% over the past 2 years. But the times, they are a-changing. Now interest rates on 30-year fixed-rate loans have dipped to an average of 12.75%, the lowest since 1980.
Over here you have your pantry. You can see it's nice and deep and plenty of storage in there.
For prospective buyers like Ken and Harriet Dausch, the drop in interest rates means happy house hunting.
They say they're going to hit rock bottom right now, so I think we're real lucky, and this is a good time to sell our house in Du Bois, too.
For realtors like Merrill Lynch, sales are up 15% over last year's. Despite January's bad weather, they've done $35 million in residential business. But how long can the honeymoon last?
We're advising all of our clients to go ahead and purchase now, because in the economy today with the deficit and all the budget question going on in Congress, rates are low, and we're suggesting they just go ahead and buy now.
But what about those who already own their own homes and are paying more than 12.75% on their mortgage? Is it a good idea to refinance at the lower rate? Homeowners paying 15% or above in interest rates now may want to investigate refinancing. But those paying just under 15% are not likely to save unless they plan to stay in their present home for at least 5 years. That's because it costs money to refinance, about 4% in service charges.
If I'm only going to save 1% or 1.25% per year of that, and I'm only going to be in this house for 2 or 3 more years, why pay the upfront money?
For those interested in buying or refinancing, this lull in interest rates is expected to last about 6 more months.
Mary Rob Jackson, TV2 Eyewitness News.
Bernhard Goetz, New York's so-called subway vigilante, was back in the New York City courtroom this morning. Goetz pleaded innocent to illegal weapons charges. The charges stem from the December 22nd shooting of 4 black teenagers on a New York subway. The youths had reportedly asked Goetz for money. A grand jury refused to indict Goetz for attempted murder in the shootings. Because of that, the judge today reduced Goetz's bail from $50,000 down to $5,000.
And Atlanta civic leaders have won a concession from CBS officials on the presentation of the CBS movie, The Atlanta Child Murders. CBS has agreed to run a disclaimer before the movie saying the 5-hour miniseries is not a documentary. The disclaimer will also warn that this film could be disturbing to young viewers.
It's entertainment, and even as entertainment, it's questionable.
Is it factually wrong?
We think it is factually wrong.
After watching an early showing of that film, Many Atlanta residents were upset by the implications in the movie that convicted murderer Wayne Williams was innocent in all of those killings. And there's a troubling new report out today concerning the nation's homeless children. This study says that 40% of the 1.5 million homeless children in this country are unwanted teenagers who've been kicked out of their homes by their own parents. The National Network of Runaway and Youth Services says the number of so-called throwaways has jumped 11% in just the past 4 years. Next up on Eyewitness News at noon, we're going to continue our special report on the PMS nightmare. Also, Pope John Paul returns to the Vatican following a grueling tour of Latin America.
And later on, the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra gears up for another season.
A lot of accident claims never get a fair hearing because many people think you have to be rich to have a lawyer. But it can cost you plenty to settle your own claim. At Hyatt Legal Services, we took the fear out of legal fees. Before you sign something you don't understand, come in and talk to a Hyatt lawyer. We'll help you fight for what you're entitled to. I'm Joel Hyatt, and you've got my word on it. We took the fear out of legal fees across the country and in your neighborhood.
Today, a refresher course in sore throats. There's the one from smoking, the dry, tickly kind, the burning sore throat. Fortunately, there's great-tasting Luden's cough drops. Luden's help replace pain with pleasure. They quickly dissolve to coat irritated, inflamed tissue with soothing, cooling relief. So, for minor sore throat problems, get major relief from Luden's.
Begging your pardon, sir, shall I choose the Chateau Luzerne? Jennifer, have you ever wondered how I got so rich?
No, Harold, not really.
Take my Chateau Luzerne. It's every bit as delicious as other fine California white wines, yet this 4-liter bottle, bigger than a gallon, costs only $7.99.
But, Harold, why even consider such a reasonably priced wine when you're so rich?
How do you think I got so rich? Chateau Luzerne, this 4-liter bottle, bigger than a gallon, costs only $7.99.
Snack a pack. It's the handy-dandy, light and lively six-pack. Snacking, smacking. Back it, pack it, tuck one in your jacket.
Yogurt lovers, you'll love the money-saving six-pack of light and lively low-fat yogurt. So smooth, creamy, fruity, and delicious.
So stock a stack, get the knack of the handy-dandy, light and lively six-pack.
Pittsburgh Mayor Richard Caligiuri has appointed 33-year-old Richard Adams to fill the school board seat held by the Reverend Elmer Williams. Now, Williams has been unable to carry out his duties on the school board after being seriously injured after he was struck by lightning. Williams has not come out of a coma since that accident. Richard Adams, a resident of Homewood, will serve on the school board until the general election is held to pick a permanent board member.
Some University of Pittsburgh students complained to school authorities they could not understand what their teachers were talking about, so they are going to get a tuition refund. The 9 night school students complained last semester they could not understand the English spoken by their foreign-born instructors and said they were not learning anything in the classes, so they are going to get a refund, and Pitt is going to look into the whole situation. Pope John Paul II is back in the Vatican this noontime after a grueling 12-day visit to Latin America. The trip ended last night on the island of Trinidad. Thousands of people welcomed the Pope with chants and calypso songs. The Pope praised the multiracial makeup of the island as a sign of hope for the world. It was the Pope's 6th visit to Latin America, his 25th trip abroad from the Vatican. It was Dedication Day in Pittsburgh to unveil a new diagnostic center. The Pittsburgh NMR Institute features the newest technology in body imaging. NMR stands for Nuclear Magnetic Resonance, which provides a look inside the living body that was never before possible. NMR provides scans more comprehensive than X-rays and without the radiation. It uses a 17,500-pound magnet. Several area hospitals are affiliated with the Institute, which is located in the Oakland section of the city.
It has been estimated that upwards of 80% of all women suffer from it. It's known as premenstrual or PMS. The symptoms range from unexplained tension to violent temper tantrums and seizures. Some lawyers are now using PMS as a legal defense. Today, in part 3 of a special report on the PMS nightmare, Kelly Eaton looks at the legal aspects of the PMS nightmare.
I felt like a crazy person, really crazy. I'm not the type of person to probably go to murder, but you do feel totally different.
But other women do commit violent crimes. And as far back as 1945, the observation was made that 84% of the violent crimes committed by women occur during the premenstrual period. But just very recently has PMS been introduced to American courtrooms.
It was raised in New York in a case, and it was unsuccessful in defending the case, but it was successful in having the sentence reduced.
Bill White says a PMS defense would more likely prove a woman's diminished responsibility for a crime rather than prove innocence. But some professionals say a PMS defense is too easy.
I would look for more evidence of psychopathology or problems in the individual and not write it off as something due to a hormonal change. It is true that it is a time of the month when irritability and aggression can come to the fore, but I would be very hesitant to use that as a legal defense in court.
Well, I think lawyers are willing to look at anything that is potentially a defense to criminal actions. You talk to an individual and find out that there is this pattern of violence in their lives. It may not have resulted in anything more than just breaking dishes or throwing things around the house until one time someone gets hurt or someone gets killed.
None of the cases tried in the United States have ever succeeded in getting the defendant off, although many of them did wind up with lesser sentences. PMS can be treated, and tomorrow I'll show you how. Kelly Eaton reporting.
Coming up, the Pittsburgh Symphony gets in the swing for its upcoming season.
And we'll tell you about the upcoming marriage of a former colleague, a very special lady.
Hello, my name is Saul Fessman, and I own Queen City Home Health Care. I would like to tell you how you can get this lift chair at no cost, positively no cost. This is not a gimmick, this is a legitimate program. If you are enrolled in Medicare Part B with a qualifying medical condition and have a Medicare supplemental policy to cover the deductible and co-insurance, then you can get this lift chair at no cost. Many people suffer from arthritis and cannot get up from a seated position. Well, this chair will give them the independence to get around and prevent injuries to family and friends. So if you're a Medicare recipient and you meet the previous conditions mentioned, then you can get this lift chair at no cost. Just call 1-800-544-3500. Just call toll-free to 1-800-544-3500, and we'll tell you how you can get this lift chair at no cost. It's a toll-free call.
Right now, Montgomery Ward is having an every Maytag sale. This week only, save on every dependable Maytag washer and every Maytag dryer in stock. For example, save $80 on this beautiful Maytag washer. Save $90 on this Maytag dryer. Buy the pair and save $170. Remember, they're all built to keep a Maytag repairman lonely.
Sure, rub it in.
Right now, save on every Maytag at Montgomery Ward. This week only, so hurry.
California's plumpest pitted prune introduces Sunsweet and Salad. Sunsweet, the plumper, the better.
Shop and Save has always saved you money with low prices, great weekly specials, and now double coupons, too. That's what smart shopping is all about. Shop and save.
In sports, on the college basketball scene, the Pitt Panthers go back into action tonight. The Panthers play Providence in Providence. And Robert Morris plays host to Marist College and the former Robert Morris coach, Matt Verjanik. That game time is 7:30 in John Jay Center. In indoor soccer, tonight at the Civic Arena, the Pittsburgh Spirit takes on the St. Louis Steamers. Game time 7:30 at the Civic Arena. Well, we have a happy item in the news today. Our former colleague, Marie Torrey, is getting married in New York at the end of this month. Marie is marrying Ernest Tark, a widower from Salem, New Jersey. Marie's husband, Hal Friedman, died when Marie is here at Channel 2. For the next week, Marie Torrey will be teaching a journalism class at Point Park College. Marie's husband-to-be, Mr. Tark, breeds cattle in Salem, New Jersey. After they are married, they will live in New York and in Salem, and Marie Torrey will continue her television activities in New York. And you know, Patty, I saw Marie the day before yesterday. She looks tremendous, like $19 million. She really does.
That Mr. Tark is a very lucky man.
He sure is.
Well, get ready for another season of magical music. The Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra announced its 85-86 subscription series this morning, and the coming season promises to be a very special one, filled with unforgettable concerts, mastered by such great names as Christopher Eschenbach, Leonard Slatkin, and Michael Tilson Thomas.
This season is still somewhat unusual in that we have 13 different conductors. We present this season to you with pride and with confidence that it will meet with a good degree of popular acceptance and with many musical highlights.
The symphony is still looking for a permanent replacement for former conductor Andre Previn. Now let's check in with Patrice to see what's up on Pittsburgh today.
Well, Patty, this afternoon we have advice for tenants. Anyone who is renting any kind of property is considered, of course, to be a tenant. And if you are having questions about your landlord caring for things or your rights in general, what kinds of things you should do, we'll have some advice for you this afternoon on Pittsburgh Today. And we're going to catch up with soaps, on the soaps with Linda Hirsch as well, Patty.
All righty, thanks, Patrice.
Thank you.
And coming up, John Parisi with the latest weather outlook from the KDKA Weather Center.
And Joe Carcione, the greengrocer, will have his tip for the day.
We'll tell you more about it later on.
What's for dinner?
Bet you it's meatloaf.
Yuck. Guess again.
Oh, Mullers, it'll make you feel good inside. Mullers, it'll make you feel good inside.
Mullers, delicious, nutritious, and a great value. It can make a person feel pretty good.
Don't it make you feel good when you make them feel great? When you make them the meal that they love? Oh, Mullers, it'll make you feel good inside.
You make the best spaghetti.
You've heard AT&T boast about big discounts on long distance. Call after 11, they say. Or wait till weekends to talk to your mother. And just what do you save? Zip compared to what you can save with MCI. With MCI, you always save on long distance anytime you call. With MCI, you're always saving. Even over the best deal your friends at AT&T can ever find it in their hearts to give you.
Call MCI, and then call anywhere AT&T goes across Pennsylvania and across the country.
Americans have always counted on the family doctor.
Your grandson's getting married.
Someone who could treat a sprain, care for a cold, help keep the family healthy. Today, you can still get that care at Humana MedFirst.
75%. There's that rather bone-chilling wind now out of the west-southwest blowing 12 miles an hour. Let's take a look at ColorSat 2. And you can see lots of clearing now off to the west of us. Breaks in the overcast in Ohio. And we've been able to see a little dimly seen the sun over the past hour or so, but there's some snow flurries around, a little bit of very light snow. Doesn't amount to anything. As we suspected on yesterday's newscast, the storm went up and hit New York City and Boston, Nantucket Island, Cape Cod, eastern Maine. They had 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of snow, and that's a good place for it to be, as a matter of fact. And it's snowing out here in the ocean right now, and any snow we get here in Pittsburgh over the next few days will not amount to anything. Here's the radar picture, again showing all the precipitation down over the southeastern United States, a little bit here in Pittsburgh, and there's the snow in New England. There's a cold front separating very cool air from very warm air, northern Florida. Southern Florida again this afternoon, low and middle 80s. Northern Florida, lucky Jacksonville, maybe 47 or 48 degrees with showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures in our area, generally speaking, are in 20s. Morgantown seems to be the warmest spot with a reading of 30 degrees. And as we go out west, it gets a little colder. Youngstown, Cleveland, both reporting at 21 degrees. Reason for it, in the upper levels of the atmosphere, here's that old low-pressure area with the cold air circulating around it. Comes down and right into Pittsburgh. And so the next 2-3 days are going to be colder than normal. It'll be a little bit colder tomorrow than today, and a little bit colder Friday than tomorrow. However, there are some indications, not a great deal of them, that there might be a little change going to happen here next week. Can't say for sure, but by Friday evening it'll still be cold and likely be cold over the weekend. But there's some indication that that wind starts to drop down here through British Columbia. We might begin to warm up in the Pittsburgh area at least a little bit at the first part of next week. Here's the very latest weather chart. There's the low giving the snow to New England. There's the shower and thunderstorm activity. There's a little weak low pressure area. Let's get a close-up look at the snow in New England. There it is, and there's the rain, thunderstorms down through northern Florida. There's a little weak low pressure area located right now just moving into Minnesota. It may have enough energy that when it comes through here tomorrow afternoon that it might kick off a couple more light snow showers, but I think tomorrow at this time high pressure will start to build in. The showers and thunder showers will get a little closer to Florida, southern Florida tomorrow. It'll be cool in the southeast. It'll be cold here in the northeast, and it doesn't look as if we're going to have an awful lot of bad weather, at least for a few more days. With that in mind, let's take a look at my forecast as I prepared it in the KDKA Weather Center. This afternoon, there'll be a little flurry activity, a little very light snow in the air. It's going to be cold. Temperature is holding in the 20s, but you might see the sun every once in a while. Overnight, a few flurries left over, maybe a dusting of snow, temperature between 15 and 19 degrees. Tomorrow, well, let's call for a few more flurries. It'll be cold, maybe a dusting of snow, temperature of 21 to 25, way below normal for this time of year. Let's take a look ahead, and we can see that on Friday, still a few lingering flurries with a high of 21, but look at the weekend. Partly sunny on Saturday, near 20. Sunday, I think it'll be like it was last Sunday, sunny and 22. Then on Monday, increasing clouds, and I hope the moderation will begin with a temperature near 26 degrees.
All right, John. Thank you. Patty?
Well, these are some of the stories we're working on for you for the 6 o'clock report. What went wrong on Sunday in that police undercover drug deal that left one trooper dead? We'll retrace the plan and look at actually what happened. Diagnosing eye disease in infants is easier today thanks to new methods. Kimberly Adams has that story. And we're going to introduce you to a Valentine that brings a smile to the face of an area dentist. That's tonight at 6 o'clock. And that's it for this edition of Eyewitness News. Now stay tuned for The Young and the Restless.
And we'll be back tomorrow at 12. That's the news this noon.
See an exhibit of photographs and memorabilia chronicling the early suffrage movement, now through February 8th at Westmoreland County Community College. Call 925-4000.
Sun-made raisins have been my favorite ever since I was a kid. So when I want to be creative with raisins, I use Sun-made. I wouldn't dream of giving my family anything less. Would you? They add a fresh, sweet flavor to all kinds of food. And the kids love them right out of the box. Hi, honey, what's cooking?
Fresh out of the box or fresh out of the oven. Sun-made, America's favorite raisin.
Greeting cards and gift wrap, 25% off every day. National brand snack cakes, bread and buns, newspapers, books, and magazines, 10% off every day. Giant Eagle is the only store with absolute minimum prices. Pantyhose, pet supplies, 20% off every day. Family pack meats, 10 cents off per pound every day. Low prices on every item every day, so you get the lowest total food bill every day. Westinghouse light bulbs, 50% off every day. Absolute minimum prices at the new Giant Eagle.
If you're a smoker, try this test. Blow smoke through a handkerchief. That's how smoking stains your teeth. But Topol Smoker's Tooth Polish can get your teeth brighter again. Of 250,000 Topol users surveyed, 94% said yes, they'd continue buying Topol.
Because Topol really does the job.
My teeth are whiter and brighter. Use Topol and watch your teeth get brighter.
Free Butler Gum 411 toothbrush, $1.87 value when you buy Topol Smoker's Tooth Polish.
Wednesday Soap Scoops with Linda Hirsch.
Nikki? Honey, are you home? Nikki?
Darling? Yes?
I've got a surprise for you.
Oh, good. What is it? I love surprises.
We are going to a wedding.
A wedding?
Yeah.
When?
Tonight.
Tonight?
Yes.
Who's getting married?
Suffice it to say, the wedding is going to take place at the hospital.
The hospital? Darling, we don't even know anybody in the hospital.
Yes, we do.
Well, who? What happened?
Douglas Austin.
He's in the hospital?
Yeah.
And he's getting married?
Yes, well, he and Boobsy Caswell are going to get married there tonight.
I don't believe it. Are you kidding?
No, I'm quite serious.
Oh, I can't believe it. But you said he's in the hospital. What happened?
It's a long story. I mean, he apparently went to Sleazy's, you know, his dive on the other side of town, and he
ran into Boobsy, sat with her, and in comes this musclehead, and guy takes a liking to Boobsy and apparently just talks to her in a rather abusive way, you know.
And he did all of this in front of Douglas.
Oh, yes. Douglas took offense and, you know, told the guy to get lost.
And would they have a fight?
Well, actually, Douglas wanted an honorable confrontation. So what happens is this musclehead pulls a gun and shoots him.
God, Douglas was shot?
That's right. That's why they're getting married in the hospital tonight.
You mean the reason that Boobsy is marrying him in such a rush is because they don't think he'll pull through?
I'm afraid so.